Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm the Nerdy Attorney, and today we're going to do episode 2 of Show Me Your Deck when we got the Dragon, a very special deck box for a very special deck. But before we get started, I would like to shout out everybody who stopped by the video for the collection. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. It had an excellent response, a lot of comments. I loved hearing all about your guys' journeys through Magic. Some were touching, some were funny, and some were deeply relatable. But I tried to comment to all that I could. I just couldn't expect the response that we had in that video. So congratulations, you guys busted through the 2 things I requested. We wanted 200 subscribers, which we got more than double that. And we wanted to get at least 5,000 views. And again, we're on our way to almost double that. At the time of recording this video, we're sitting at around 8.6 thousand views, which is insane. So we're gonna announce the giveaway winners in 1 second, but again, make sure you like, subscribe, check out the channel. I got some box battles coming up for the Spider-Man set that's about to come out, where we open collector boosters, one versus the other, and I show the values on each part of the screen up here, and you can see who wins. It's a lot of fun. 1 box is mine, 1 is a friend's. I'm also gonna keep looking for collection-like videos, and the more adventure-style Magic stuff I can do, the better. I cannot wait to add more stuff like this to the channel, and I'm so glad you guys are along for the ride. Now, here we go to the very specific and scientific way in which this selection was made for the winner. There was a lot of great comments. I wanted to make sure that I didn't put my thumb on the scale for ones that I liked more than others, so this was the best way I can come up with. I tried making a wheel spin out of this, but it would have just taken forever to input everybody's names, and I figured you'd rather see a new video than wait a week for me to put the names in and put it on a proper wheel spin. So I decided to scroll really fast and see where the cursor ended twice over. All right, congratulations to Cold Soba 8708 and Geek Bertube 336. The first person, Cold Soba, is going to get the Eldrazi deck because that is the order in which we were giving them, and the Urza deck is going to Geeker Bertube, or however you say that. Congratulations, guys. Reach out via Instagram within the next 48 hours from when this video drops, and we'll set up a way to get it to you. Everyone else, if you didn't win, check out my next video. If either of these 2 don't respond in 48 hours, I'm going to pick 2 more comments, or however many more are necessary, from collection videos comments that started this whole giveaway, and find somebody else to give it to them. But in the meantime, I also found all of these in the collection, so first come, first serve. Good luck. I got some arena codes for you. I tried one of them, they did work. That has been taken out of this pile. So whoever gets these, this is the consolation prize for checking out super early, trying to find who won the giveaway. Maybe I can at least give you some virtual cards on Arena. So a little consolation prize. Hopefully some of them scanned. Please be kind, try and only take 1, don't take all of them, so somebody else can get the chance to get them as well. We had a lot of viewers on the last one, and we want to share the love. All right, well, hopefully you want to stick around. Let's talk about the Dragon. We're going to go through the deck, some of my favorite cards, tell some stories about them, and then we're going to go through and goldfish some hands. So first and foremost, I'm sure you've noticed this gorgeous deck box. My brother was getting into woodworking and is still continuing his craft, and he made this box and has tried to replicate it many times over and has said to me he just can't get another box to be this perfect. You can see, look how nice the edges are, all the lines. It blends together so smoothly and so nicely. So it is a very special deck box for a very special deck. So yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to that. He did a great job on that, absolutely crushed it. I do use my Shuffle Up and Play tokens from their Patreon in order to help get their show funded. And this was my first Nerdy Attorney logo way back when I was on Whatnot that my buddy made for me for Christmas one year, which is sick. So I love these. I still use them and they're in great shape. So we're gonna go through and talk about this deck and some of the things I like about it. Now, the Dragon is not like a complex build, right? We know what the Dragon does. Let's read it off real quick. The Dragon, he's 4 and Wooburg, a legendary creature dragon avatar. This is the textured foils from Commander Masters. I love these art treatments. They were a little bit controversial when they came out, but for me, I think the colors pop. I think these texture foiled cards are just absolutely gorgeous, and they really just stand out. They're some of the nicest cards I think Magic has ever made, and some of the best creatures for Commander Magic has ever reprinted. So, this has Eminence, a completely broken mechanic where as long as the Dragon is in the command zone or on the battlefield, that's right, if he's in the command zone, you're going to get a benefit without even casting him. All my dragon spells cost 1 less to cast. He has flying. Whenever 1 or more dragon you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So, you want to stack your hand with dragons and attack and get a bunch of dragons on the battlefield for free. Cheating is the Dragon's way to win. So let's go through some of the cards. Urza Saga for me is a mainstay in almost every deck, which by the way, we're going to swap this out for the white border at the end of the video. I finally have a white border Urza Saga. Urza Saga is great. This card, Ancient Copper Dragon with the Dragon of Mount Gulg. This is the Final Fantasy only from collector boxes. My first major hit on this channel was this dragon. This, the Buster Sword, all from that first Final Fantasy box opening. Very sentimental about this card and so happy to have it in the collection. It's just stunning. I remember when I saw this get opened beforehand, I didn't think there was a chance I'd get one. And lo and behold, one came up. So very thankful for that card. Relic of Legends, totally underrated card. I talked about it in the collection video. I think it should be in every deck that needs multicolored like this, especially Wooburg. It can tap and add one color, tap an untapped legendary creature you control, add one mana of any color. Amazing color fixing for 3 colorless. As long as I have 3 lands, I suddenly am getting that much closer to casting the Dragon. We got Klauth, very powerful. If ever you're curious, you can just pause and read the cards. I don't want to go through each of them and make everybody tired just waiting, but certainly worth checking out the power of some of these cards. I'll stop and talk about the special ones. Dragonlord Silumgar, a very powerful card as well. Demonic Tutor. Now this actually has a little bit of a story. I got this from my buddy's collection. He had all of his old revised cards in many giant boxes, and we spent days just pouring through them trying to find good cards, and this was one of them. And that's before I was selling on Whatnot. So to buy Demonic Tutor was a ridiculous proposition. It was just too much money to even consider. So I did get it. It hurt when I bought it, but it's one of my most favorite cards. And of course, one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Mystic Remora. I said it once, I'll say it again. I think the blue retro foil and the colorless retro foil are just some of the best looking Magic cards. Full stop. And of course, the fish is always good to have in a deck. Roaming Throne, this got a lot of conversation when we pulled it out of the collection video. Super powerful deck. This is my Roaming Throne. It's foil. I love it. And I'm glad that somebody else today got the Roaming Throne in, I think, the Eldrazi or Urza deck. I think the Eldrazi deck. So definitely spreading the love around there. We got Thrakkus the Butcher. This card is not expensive. It's like 30 cents. But look how strong it is. Whenever Thrakkus the Butcher attacks double the power of each dragon you control, that's insane. So all your dragons just get pumped up by double as a passive effect by him just being on the board. I don't know why he's so cheap. It's an amazing card, especially in the Dragon. Luxury Suite, all sorts of mana fixing. Timeless Lotus, again, any way I can get Wooburg to get my Dragon on the battlefield sooner, I think makes absolute sense. Commander Sphere from the Surge Foil Warhammer collection. Then we got a Bayou, which of course, this is my proxy. Sorry for those eagle-eyed viewers out there. My real Bayou is inside my Chatterfang. As much as I like expensive cards, I'm very much a fan of proxying. If you already have an expensive card, feel free to use it in other decks. If your friends know you have it, who cares? Even if you don't, that's up to each individual play group. I think proxies, especially if you go ahead and build just a completely broken deck that would cost, $6 grand, and your friends are all trying to build up decks, that might not feel the best in a play group. So it's definitely play group by play group specific. But for us, our kind of rule is if there's a card you really need or whatever, proxy it. And if you have one of them, feel free to make as many copies as you need. Mileage may vary. Every group should do what they think works best for them. Scolding Tarn. See, it shows you I love my Zendikar Expedition lands. This was just the beginning of my Zendikar addiction. Oh, Stomping Grounds. Unfinity for me has always been a very special set. I love it. It's gorgeous. And here's a lovely example of the foiling on these great Stomping Grounds. Some beautiful art and a little crashed UFO there. It's just, man, Unfinity really knew what they were doing with the lands. Dragonlord Jamoka. This is a decent card. Nicobolus the God Pharaoh. Honestly, he's pretty good. Every time I play him, I think he's fine. I might take him out for a more powerful, just straight up beefy dragon, but we'll see. No rush in changing him. Realm Scorcher Hellkite, another great card. Dragogenesis. I mean, this was a headliner from the new set, Dragons of Tarkir. And to pull the foil showcase of this was just insane. I was so excited. I think it's only down to like $12 now. It's crazy. The price has just plummeted after the set released for a while. Excellent card. Feels incredibly good to play. A cool Swiftfoot Boots, Secret Lair. This was one of the first Secret Lairs that really got me excited about what Secret Lair can be. And it just looked completely different than any Magic card I'd seen before. So I just had to have it. Draconic Muralist, another great example of cheap cards that are way better than they should be in a deck. When Draconic Muralist dies, you may search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Super powerful because you'll see the card that I normally get. It's Tiamat, spoiler alert. Tiamat's insane. Is it Boilerworks? Again, really good card, especially for color fixing. Ancient Bronze Dragon. All the Ancient Dragons are good. Bronze is pretty decent. Mysterized Village. This is great. Making sure a spell can't be countered the next turn is exactly what you want when you're about to spend, 8, 9, 10 mana on an expensive dragon. So this is definitely a great fit inside this deck and from Tarkir. Summer Bloom. Also, another great card. Playing 3 additional lands this turn, oof, just unreal, especially when you're trying to rush out your dragons. Dragon Arch, same thing. Put a multicolored creature card from your hand onto the battlefield for 5. I have a lot of backstops. As you can tell, one of the big problems with a deck like this is having the right colors. So you'll see a lot of color fixing measures. If I had 5 lands out in the battlefield, I'm going to be able to play a dragon in my hand. Almost guaranteed. Almost all my dragons are multicolored. There's a lot of mono red, sure, but this is just an amazing card to have in hand when you need it, if things are not going your way. World Tree, again, if you had a lot of mana, very powerful. Chromatic Lantern, great color fixing, awesome treatment. Dragonfire Blade, another card that was just never really exciting during release, but I think it's absolutely busted in this deck. Cavern of Souls, this was one of my first expensive lands I ever got. Oh, what a great card. Dude, Sarkhan Vol is insane. I won against my buddies. It was kind of messed up, honestly. It was against a Wolverine deck, and I was about to lose, and I was looking at my board, which had tons of stuff on it. I'm like, there has to be a way I can win here. This was it. My buddy had Wolverine where he was about to win the next turn. It was like 25-25 commander damage. It was going to be insane. It was unblockable. And then I saw this, and I was like, wait, I can just steal your Wolverine and kill you with it this turn? And I did. It felt awful and amazing all at the same time. I've had this in this deck for years, and it literally won me the game. So again, not a very expensive card, but very powerful and an awesome treatment. Golly. Hallowed Fountain in that gorgeous Infinity foil. You can't beat those shocklands. Temple of the Dragon Queen, like I said, I like the Dungeons and Dragons module style. So we have another example of that here. Urza Basilica, Misty Rainforest, good shockland. I should probably change this out for a sexier treatment. Yeah, now that I got them, we should. Sacred Foundry, another great example of the shocklands. Survival of the Fittest. Oh, I made a trade for this in Utah during my first Dragonsteel conference, and I traded a bunch of stuff for it. It's a badass card, incredible art, and just violent and ridiculous. It's so good, so powerful. And in this deck especially, when I want to get Tiamat out, it's worth it. City of Brass from the reprints, unfortunately, not actually Arabian Nights, but still, you get the beautiful art. A Badlands, again, from my buddy's collection. We were going through them. He was looking for all of his cards, all of his revised stuff. He knew he had dual lands somewhere. We looked through everything. No dual lands. And 2 weeks later, he calls me. He's like, hey, look, my mom found another box of cards. You should come over. Let's take a look. We go over to his house. He opens the box and kind of fumbles, and 3 cards fall out. They were all dual lands. This was one of them. It was insane. He jump-started my Whatnot channel. He let me take these cards on spec and then sell some of them in pull boxes. And then I would pay him back after we made money, so I didn't have to go out and actually get the initial investment because I couldn't afford it. And I was able to make enough to be able to sell his, make him money, and then keep this one for myself while still paying him for both. And that was just the beginning of me getting crazy into Magic, that's for sure. Urza's Incubator in the foil. We got the Spar's Headquarter. Hellkite Tyrant, this is just a vicious card. It can win out of nowhere if people aren't paying attention. The One Ring, does it need any introduction? I mean, it's just insane. Marsh Flats, another really great card. I have better treatments of it now. Should probably swap it out. Necrotic Ooze. This one is really hard to play because you got to track a ton of stuff. But after a giant board wipe of all my dragons, this can be an insane card. It's never really popped off for me, but I keep it anyway because I like the idea of it. I like what it might be able to do. Might be able to do one day. Voice of Victory. If you want to protect your dragons and make sure your stuff isn't being countered when it costs this much, then a card like this is just a no-brainer in the deck. Last March at the Ends, another incredibly powerful card, a game ender. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. This one, I hate to say it, even though he is a dragon by flavor, he doesn't really synergize with this deck. I put it in there because I was excited to get it in Dragonstorm and thought, hey, let's put it inside my Dragon deck. I think it might go. It's good, but it's not really synergistic with dragons. It just is a good card. So I'm debating removing this one, to be honest, although it is gorgeous. Skithiryx the Blight Dragon and that gorgeous Halo foil. Yeah, Infect, having all this sort of ability to regenerate it, making sure it gains haste at the end of the turn. It's just an amazing card, especially when it comes down from the Dragon, you can give it haste. So I definitely enjoy that Skithiryx as well. We got a lovely Enlightened Tutor here. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment card. Obviously now with Dracogenesis, this is all the more powerful and potent. Polluted Delta. Again, I probably have a better treatment for that now. Ancient Silver Dragon, decent. Drawing all the cards is amazing, but the no maximum hand size is a real game changer when you're trying to use this ability to activate pulling a lot of cards out of your deck and having them ready for the Dragon to put them out there for free. Animate Dead, another great card from that revised collection from my buddy. Hellkite Coursor, I mean, what more can I say about it? You can put the Dragon out for free. If you have only 2 red and 4 colorless, your Urdragon is on the battlefield. And even better, you return it to the command zone next. So I get the activation of the Urdragon, it goes back in the command zone, it's safe, and then I can play it again the next turn. If you have the mana, at least. Really awesome card, plays super well in this. Sarkhan's Triumph, again, it's there for me to help get Tiamat. Speaking of which, Tiamat, this guy, my other buddy has my foil borderless Tiamat that we traded, like, when this came out, 4 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago, and maybe almost 4 years now. And I've been trying to get it back from him ever since, and he just won't trade it back to me. So I have a non-foil one as a punishment to myself for a bad trade. I should have known better. And now the foil one is just like, really expensive. So either way, this is sick. When Tiamat enters the battlefield, if you cast it, search your library for up to 5 dragon cards, not named Tiamat, and each have different names, reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle. So imagine this combined with like a Dracogenesis, or even just having an Urdragon slowly pull them out every turn. It's just an amazing card in this deck. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. And if you have an Urdragon, you should have a Tiamat as well. Miriam Sentinel Worm, another card, undervalued but incredibly powerful. This allows you to just make copies of non-token dragons as they enter. I mean, busted, it plays super well. Overgrown Tomb, another great card. Balloon Tender, this might actually have been my first ever Secret Lair card. I think I might have bought this at a convention, and I just thought it was stunning and really good and just an awesome card, and I couldn't believe how powerful it was. Specifically in a deck where I kept getting mana screwed, when I didn't have dual lands, when I didn't have really good mana. I didn't have shock lands at the time. I just had, Is It Boilerworks? I had cards like that. So it was a really powerful way to help fix my mana. This is the same Eminence effect of the Urdragon, except on the battlefield for you, so dragons get even cheaper to cast, which is super helpful. We have a nice breeding pool in the foil. Again, Unfinities, they're my favorite. I gotta say, they're just amazing. We got Dryad of the Elysian Grove in that promo. I can play more lands on each turn, get my guys out faster. Doesn't need any explanation. We got Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia, add 2 mana of any combination of colors. Again, color fixing, just a great thing to have. Mycosynth Gardens. I have this for the One Ring. I have this for Chromatic Lantern. I have it for any of my artifacts that really help enable getting the Urdragon out faster. Taiga, another one of the cards from my buddy's collection. Same story, had it on spec, on whatnot, was able to make enough to keep both of them. Ultraviolet Hellkite, another just great dragon card. Savannah, I actually won this Savannah after I watched the professor's stream. I didn't know what whatnot was, and I went on, I spent $15 on a random pull, got a Savannah, and it changed my life. It really did. It got me into the whatnot scene. It got me eventually here, so I'm very happy for it, and a really cool card to have pulled. Nimbleclaw Adept, untap 2 target permanents, activate only sorcery, and activate only once. So this is good for me to help with any mana producing artifacts. I'll just use that. Morophon, and again, that beautiful textured foil from Commander Masters. This one's great because it makes all your creature cards cost Wooburg less. So suddenly the Urdragon costs you only 3 colorless. If I have Dragonlord Servant out, he costs me 2 colorless to get out, or how many times he's been killed off the battlefield. So this is a great, the Urdragon's been removed 2 or 3 times card, because it revolutionizes how cheap the Urdragon becomes to cast and helps me stay in the game later on. Atarka, World Render, this is a good card, gives him double strike, all your dragons. We have Lozan, Dragon's Legacy. Whenever an adventure spell or dragon spell is cast, it deals damage equal to that spell's value to any target. Now this with Dracogenesis, insane. I mean, just really, really good. Mox Jasper, in this deck, it's perfect. This is in the showcase foil. Love this card. Even though it's not crazy expensive anymore, it's still one of my favorite cards of all time. The art is stunning. The power is great in this deck specifically. So yeah, I just love this all around. There is the Tundra. Again, this one, I actually bought this one outright. This was after I had a really good stream on whatnot. I went ahead and picked one up just so I could build out my dual land collection. Most of my dual lands, the real ones, live inside this deck. Blood Crypt, again in the foil, the beautiful shock lands from Unfinity. And I was collecting these back when Unfinity was like, $12, $13 for a collector booster. The fact that this was not in a Galaxy foil was sort of like a downer, So nowadays the Galaxy foils have just gotten absolutely out of control. So this is just a regular foil, not a Galaxy foil. The Herd Heirloom, really powerful card. It speaks for itself. Patron of the Arts, again, another one of those very cheap cards, but in this particular deck, it's really good. When it enters or dies, I get a treasure token. So for me, this politically has worked in a really weird way. I'm waiting to build up my battlefield. I'll say, hey, look, swing at me, please. I need 1 more mana. I want to block with this. Give me that treasure token. Come on. And people just ignore me. And honestly, if they did swing at me, I would love getting the treasure token. So it's a win-win for me, and it actually works as a political tool as well. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon, I mean, look at it. It's amazing. Add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana only to cast dragon spells. I can sacrifice it, search your library for Tiamat, reveal it, put it in your hand, right? It's amazing. Deflecting Swat with the dragon on it. Come on. Commander free spells, amazing. Crawl Space, it can buy me some more time if I'm having a really slow game. So this is kind of like a backup plan. It's a ripcord, break glass in case of emergency. Again, mana fixing. Reality Scramble, just because it's fun, honestly. Morgul Knife, Shadow Spear, a really good card. Permanents my opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible at the end of turn. So if I'm going to swing out with a lot of big dragons and they're just chumping everything, this can stop that from happening, which is pretty cool. We got Crystal Quarry, adding Wooburg, again, a good thing in this deck. Color fixing. We got Mount Doom. This is my proxy. My real one is inside my Sauron deck, which I might do next. I almost did that one this time, but I figured the Ur Dragon made this most sense for tonight. Court of Bounty, a really good card in this deck as well. Baydor, Kin of All. I haven't played this card yet. It's been in the deck ever since Tarkir. Haven't had a chance to actually play it, but Baydor is actually a really kind of sick card. Command Tower, obviously just powerful in and of itself. Delighted Halfling and the Surge Foil, really cool card. And again, gives me that uncounterable ability, which I really want when I'm casting these really beefy spells. Watery Grave and the non-foil, unfortunately, but still love the art. Ancient Brash Dragon, just insane, getting my cards back from the graveyard. This is a great recovery spell if I've just had a board wipe played against me, which happens more than you'd think. Rhystic Study, a really great card. I found this in a collection I bought out a few months ago. It was just sitting inside the quote bulk, so this was a great find. Obviously, love Rhystic Study. Oh, the Commander Master Soul Ring. I really did try and keep all my favorite Commander Master cards in this deck because I really beefed out the deck during that time. That's when I got the Ur Dragon, this version of it. I have had the Ur Dragon since I started playing Magic. I bought it back when it was just, the only printing was from the pre-con. So that was a tough buy. I think I paid like 80 bucks for it back in the day. So now you can get an Ur Dragon for like 15, 20 bucks, I think, unless it went up after Tarkir. Either way, I really associate Commander Masters with this deck, so that's why the Soul Ring's in there. Gorgeous. Mox Amber, the first Mox I ever got. It was like 35 bucks, which was a lot of money. So it was the only Mox I could afford, and I'm very happy to have it. Old Gnawbone, I got this back when no one really cared about it, but ever since they banned Dockside Extortionist, this thing is just skyrocketed. Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, because he's cute. Really powerful. And then Cute to Brute, look at the back. Nicol Bolas, the Arisen. Really good card. Really great in this deck. And actually does have a decent dragon synergy because he is himself a dragon. Sylvan Library, also a really good card. Plays super well in this deck, especially when I need to fix my mana or just get more dragons to utilize after the Ur Dragon activates his ability. Then we have Asika of the God Tree, again, just for the mana. Really, that's the big thing for me. And then this card, my buddy told me to take out time and time again, but it has literally won me games. It's incredible. It gives any dragon that I cast this 1 red mana on haste. Insane. Imagine giving the Ur Dragon haste as soon as it comes out. I can. I've done it plenty of times because of this. And then, of course, Kindred Dominance, my one-sided board wipe. So that is the deck. I know the deck kind of builds itself in one way, so I'm not really sure what I would have to do to change this, but I really enjoy it. I think it's exactly where it needs to be. It's powerful. It's a little busted. It has cards like Ancient Copper Dragon in it. Of course, I'm not going to shy away from the fact that this is just an amazing deck, and I love being able to play it. The one saving grace, the thing that makes this not feel appropriately like Urza Lord High Artificer, because we just gave away that amazing Urza Lord High Artificer deck, what makes this feel a little more fair is that it's pretty slow. The fastest I've ever really become a threat is like turn 5. So in Shatterfang, I can be a threat in turn 3 if done right. That's what makes this one a little bit better to play. Whenever I say, look, I'll play a slower deck, people want to try out new decks that they just built. This is a good one where I go, look, I'm going to be a problem, but not now. You have time. So speaking of which, let's go into the gold fishing portion of this video and see how we do. All right, welcome to the gold fishing portion of the deck. So I've gone through, made sure everything is upgraded and updated to the most recent stuff on Moxfield. This is an awesome way to goldfish hands without wearing out your sleeves and just kind of get through it. Not a sponsor, just a cool site that I like. So yeah, go ahead, take a look. This is the most controversial part right here. I only have 31 lands, and I know I was saying how much I have to color fix and yada yada, but because of all of the artifacts that produce mana that I have in this deck, I found that as of late with this current configuration, there really isn't that much of a problem color fixing anymore. The dual lands certainly help fix that, and they help get them in a lot faster. And there's, again, the variety of different mana producing artifacts that I have certainly seem to help with that problem. So let me know what you think. I'm curious. Again, it's controversial. I know it doesn't really fit what the command zone says and other people would say, but that's how I have it. 34 creatures. It's a swingy deck. You want to have a lot of those. And I did recently add, like I showed, deflecting swat, really good defense, and then a lot of things that protect my spells, give them uncounterable. Stuff like that is really important to make sure that when I do actually swing for the fences, I don't miss. Let's get into gameplay and let's play test some hands. First hand here, right out the gate, looking pretty good. We have a Bayou, a Roaming Throne, Sacred Foundry, Necrotic Ooze, which, by the way, I don't really like to see in the main hand at the beginning. Not going to do much for at least 7 turns or more. Ancient Bronze Dragon, kind of expensive, but at least we have almost the colors for it. Then a Stomping Ground and a Savannah. We do have the colors for the Ancient Brass Dragon. At this point, having the Roaming Throne in here, I might go with it. Let's see how it goes. Let's try this hand out. Let's just start it off, not look like a threat. We're going to put in a Sacred Foundry. We're not going to pay. Let's draw for turn as well. Does that change? Nope. All right, we're going to let that go. We're not going to pay. We're going to go to the next turn. Next, guys, look, I'm not a threat. This is a slow deck. Look, I'm bouncing a land. Oh my god, it comes in tapped. Jeez, don't even worry about me. I know, it's the Ur Dragon. Come on, not a big deal. Ooh, Erd Heirloom. Okay, so Herd Heirloom, however you say that. It's not like herb with a silent H. Now, we're probably going to sling out, I would say, because we need to have 2 to get this out. I think we want that out right now. So we're going to bring in the Savannah. We're going to use that for the green. We're going to tap that. We have 1 floating anyway. Herd Heirloom comes up, which means we have 2 mana left. Nothing else to cast with that. So we're just going to say go. Excellent. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of hand that you like to see develop as you play. So because we had a lot of the tools for many of the colors we need for the Ur Dragon, this really sets us up for a nice way to continue. So Dragon Lord Servant, we're definitely going to do that. We're going to tap this. We're going to get Dragon Lord Servant right here. And then there is an argument to get out Roaming Throne right now. That would be more efficient, but then it makes me look more like a target. I don't know. I think at this point, all right, you know what? I've thought about this. I rushed. We're going to bring this back. Let me know in the comments below if I'm screwing up here. I think what we're going to do is actually play Nimbleclaw Adept, because that's going to cost 4. Next turn, if he survives, I'll be able to untap lands and get even more mana out of it. So I think that's the best way to do this. I misplayed my first Chatterfang hand in the last video. You can see it. It's funny. Yes, I get it. I learned some things. I've been playing for a long time. Loving Magic is not the same thing as being good at Magic, all right? So let's go on to the next turn and see how we do. I don't really look like a threat right now. Reality Scramble could be kind of fun. If there's a threat in the board right now, I would definitely consider that. Given the colors that we need right now, I don't know if I want to shock in a Sacred Foundry and waste the life. So I think what we're going to do is this. We're going to go in. We're going to have now 5 mana available for us. Let's get out the Roaming Throne. We're going to tap this, and we're going to tap this and this. Roaming Throne is going to come in now. I'm going to tap my Nimbleclaw Adept. I can untap 2 other target permanents. Untap this. We have 3 mana again now with a total of 4 mana. So with the 4 mana, I think what we're going to do, some things might have died at this point, and to be mana efficient, we don't have the colors for that, unfortunately. If I brought it to Bayou, actually, let's do this. Let's change the order. We're going to bring this up instead, and now we're going to bring out, just to be efficient, the Necrotic Ooze. So we're going to hope something has died at this point in the game that makes it worthwhile to have that out there, and now I have every ability of every creature card in the graveyard. Let's go to the next turn. All right, now, Bloom Tender. I'm glad I played a creature. Things are starting to make a lot of sense now, right? Let's play the Sacred Foundry. We're going to shock that in. We're going to lose 2 life. Then we're going to play the Bloom Tender for 1 and 2. Then I'm going to use the Bloom Tender. We can't tap that right now. That's a shame. That'll be next turn. But I'm glad we have that there. I still have enough mana to bring out this, make my dragon spells cost 1 less. Now with Eminence of the Ur Dragon and that, things cost a lot less. In other words, I could probably put Ancient Bronze Dragon out next turn if I wanted. I'm not quite there for the Ur Dragon yet because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And the Ur Dragon is still going to end up costing, we're looking at 7. So we're not quite there yet. But we can play Bronze Dragon next. Okay, we're back. We're going to do Survival of the Fittest now because I want to go get Tiamat, and that's how I'm going to end this one as a demonstration because we're getting pretty far into turn 6 here. So many things could have happened. Board wipes could have been played. We get kind of unreasonable at this point in our predictions. So we're just going to tap this for 1, this for 2. That's an enchantment, won't work. Tap this, and we're going to now Survival of the Fittest. We're going to tap Bloom Tender. We're going to create 4 mana. We're going to use the green and have 3 floating of the colors, the blue, the black, and then the red. We're going to use the green of that in order to go get Tiamat. and then we're going to work on getting a bunch of dragons out, and then the Dragon's going to come out as soon as possible. Let's go to the next turn. Before I end it though, this is the way the board state builds up, right? You can see how even with 31 lands, I didn't want for lands for this one. I did choose a pretty land-heavy opening hand for that reason, but I typically draw into protection, ramp. We have doublers, we have extra mana producers, we have ways to go get stuff out of our library, and by stuff, I mean Tiamat. So with all that said, I think this is a pretty good example of how a game can go and how I can politic my way into saying I'm not that big of a threat. A lot could have happened in 6 turns. This may be a completely unrealistic board state for this game, but it's good enough. Plus, this right here would speed me up as well because I could untap Bloom Tender, and suddenly we got a lot of stuff cooking here. Actually, if I play this right, Dragon come out this turn. Let's do the next one. All right, we're here with our next opening hand. Let's see how it looks. We have a Mox Jasper, which is super cool. We got our Reanimate Dead, Ultivire Hellkite, Miram Sentinel Worm. We have the Gwenna Eyes of Gaia, Tiamat in hand already in an Old Gnawbone, but we have no lands, so that's not going to work. Let's take ourselves our free mulligan and restart. All right, this looks a little bit better. We have Summer Bloom, we have City of Brass, we have our Mysterized Village, we have our Temple of the Dragon Queen. So not a bad opening hand, plus into a Bloom Tender, which we can cast right now because we can do any color with that. City of Brass, Summer Bloom, 3 additional lands. Not really going to be a problem for us right now, but good to hold on for later. So yeah, let's give this a shot. I kind of like this. All right, we're going to draw. Here's our turn. Boom, Sarkhan Vol. Not really great right now. Let's get out, I think, the City of Brass, and we're just going to say go. Boom, beautiful. We're going to play our Mysterized Village. It enters tap unless you control another forest or mountain, which I don't. So we're going to let that come in tapped. We're going to tap this. We're going to lose 1 life, and we're going to pay 1 blue for Mr. Gamora. Hopefully that works out. I might not like paying the cumulative upkeep, but for now, let's hope that I can draw a card. So I don't know how we want to play this for goldfishing. I'm going to assume that nobody did what I needed to on the first time around. But I mean, probably people are casting artifacts in a 4-player pod. Let's say for the sake of argument, Mr. Gamora works. I'm going to draw 1 additional card. Amazing. Now we're going on to my turn, draw. I think 1 is fair. Out of 3 people who are going to play before me, I think by turn 2, there's going to be something happening. So we're going to play our Mox Jasper, which is just amazing for the turn to start. Then we're going to pay the cumulative upkeep on the Mr. Gamora because for now, I definitely want that to stick around. So we're going to tap the City of Brass, lose 1 life, I think, because I want to cast, well, nothing to cast, really. That's 1 less because of the Dragon. I have 3 mana. I could cast it right now and let the Mr. Gamora die. But when this dies, I only get to search for a dragon card. It's really good to have for politicking, like I was talking about. Same thing. Go ahead, swing at me. I want to block. I want this to die. Let me go get a dragon. Let me get a free tutor. Come on. And that might buy me some time. This is a bit of a slower hand. Oh, I also forgot. Wait, I have Temple of the Dragon Queen. So I actually do have a little bit more I can play. This was just an artifact, not a land. As Temple of the Dragon Queen enters the battlefield, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. The temple enters the battlefield tapped unless you reveal a dragon card this way, or you control a dragon. So I'm going to reveal Draconic Muralist. Revealed. It comes in untapped, which is great. I can add 1 mana of the chosen color. We're going to choose, we have blue, we have any color there. We have a lot of red pips in hand, and we have green pips. I think green is going to be more important for us because we need to have these coming out pretty soon. So we're going to come in and declare green with this one. So right now, we're going to tap for 1, we're going to tap for 2, and we're going to play a Bloom Tender. And now I'm going to let this die because I'm going to guarantee 1 color right now, and I'm going to put out probably Sarkhan Vol next, which is decent. This is colorless, so I'm not really in the best position for Bloom Tender, to be honest. Mr. Gamora is tough to play with right now in Goldfish, so we're going to do that, and we're going to say go. Next turn. Beautiful. Just what we needed. We got a Bayou coming out. No time like the present. Let's get out our Draconic Muralist. We're going to tap this for 1, 2, 3, which is all we need because we have our lovely Dragon Eminence, reducing the cost of our dragon spells. So this comes out. Unfortunately, it did not add to my color count for Bloom Tender to be a little bit more potent, but I can still pay 2 right now, but nothing to cast, so we're going to say go. Next turn. Look, guys, I'm not a threat. Who cares? That's one politicking strategy with what we have on board. The other is also, look, attack me. I want that. I'm going to go get my Tiamat. So we're going to now play Luxury Suite. We have 2 more opponents, so it's going to come in. Now we have decent mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if it's a dragon, which is nice. So I think the play right now is probably to get out Sarkhan Vol. So we're going to tap for 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Sarkhan Volt. That's going to be my red, of course. That will be green. We have plenty of the colors. We're good there. So this guy comes out. When he comes out, we're going to try and steal something at this point. On turn 4, there's something good. I think my play this turn is just going to be to down tick him 2 and steal something and hope that it goes well. So that's another example of the versatility the deck kind of has with it. And I can look like I'm doing nothing, but I'm building up my war chest of mana. I'm getting closer and closer to being able to do something. Plus I have Reality Scramble if I need to put somebody in their place and take away something that's going to be a big problem for the team. And then I can say, look guys, I just saved the day. Leave me alone for a second. I got a while before I cast the Dragon. Let's see what would have been the next draw. Yeah, see now, look, we're cooking. Dragon would be here before we know it. All right, let's do another hand. This will be the last one. Let's see how it goes. All right, this is our third and final hand. Let's see how we do. I like the way this is starting. Wow. All right, this is the exact opposite of risky hand. This is, we have plenty of mana here. We got a Rhystic Study to bother people along the way. We have protection for our spells in a Mysterized Village. So let's go through it. Deflecting Swat, Rhystic Study, Bloom Tender, Mysterized Village, Bayou, Blood Crypt, Marsh Flats. This is insane. We say, let's go, ready to rock, and a Commander Sphere. So yes, we are ready for anything. We're going to play it a little slow. We're going to leave this in untapped and save the life, and then say, go to the next turn. Then we're going to play, let's just get out the Bayou. Why not? I don't know if I want to play that and have it out and be risked, but I think we're going to, whatever. Let's be efficient. It's goldfished anyway. Who's going to counter and destroy my creatures? On to the next turn. We have Ugin, a little bit expensive, but it doesn't matter because we have so much great stuff here. Let's just play a Breeding Pool. At this time, I think I'm going to want a Rhystic Study just because I want to see if I can get myself a little bit more card draw. Let's say everybody's going to pay the 1. I'm the Dragon. No one's going to let me get this through. On the first round, everyone's paying the 1. I think there's an argument that maybe they wouldn't, but let's just say they don't pay the 1. On to the next turn. We're going to then do our Mysterized Village. It comes in untapped if we control a mountain, which we do right here. Then we're going to tap for 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to play our Commander Sphere. Now we have 3 remaining, and we have enough to cast a Deflecting Swat. So we're going to say go, and I'm going to say we do draw a card this turn. I think that seems fair. 1 turn on, 1 turn off. We could have cast a Deflecting Swat. Don't know if we did or not, so let's just pretend that we might have during that turn. I think what we're going to do is probably the Mycosynth, just for the color fixing, and it's smooth. And now we're going to look at our mana base and go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 right there. Let's get more permanents. Actually, 8, because this is a permanent if I still have it, which I think I would, and that, so this is going to tap for 2. So I have 8, the Dragon costs 9, but he's reduced in cost by himself. I could actually cast the Dragon this turn on turn 5. We have all the colors that we need, so let's just do it in theory. So we have our white, our red, our black, our green, our blue. There's 5 right there for our Wooburg. It's reduced by 1, so we just need a remaining 3 to cast it. So here's a colorless. This taps for 2, and there we go. Dragon comes out this turn. Now, as long as he's in the battlefield right here, everything costs 1 less still. Flying, whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Unfortunately, this isn't going to trigger. Let's hope he sticks around until next turn. He might not. And then this comes out, pretty helpful. Either way, this is where we're at. I think we'd have this come out, go get one of the dual lands, and see how it goes. But look, that was a turn 5 Dragon. So that was a land-styled hand where my whole thing is to get the Dragon out. Now, I could see some people saying probably Tiamat is the better commander when I have so many things built around this to go get Tiamat. I could get that argument. But for now, I like having the Dragon. It's the one I played for years. It makes sense to me. Well, either way, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, did you like this video? Is the second of my Show Me Your Deck series working out for you? I am going to start reaching out to people soon now to interview them, some YouTubers. Like I said in the beginning, suggest people below who you think I should reach out to that would actually respond and maybe want to come on and talk about their decks, Goldfish a few hands, and just talk about Magic. It could be fun. Either way, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you being here, and don't forget to play Paper Magic with your friends. I'll see you next time for the next video. Court is adjourned.